Quick video on a Rapidstrike modification. I haven't done much new here, so the video shouldn't be too long. Starting off with a firing test because it's amazing. Since it doesn't have semi-auto, I only have one dart in the mag. 97. 96. 82, that wasn't revved quite as long. 91. For comparison, here's an unmodified rough cut. 68. 58. 61. 67. 55. So to sum up why this blaster is performing so well, I went to Lipo batteries. The flywheels are on a different circuit than the pusher mech circuit, so the pusher mech is running on two 9-volt batteries running in series, and then the flywheels are running on a Lipo. It's a 7.4 volt, like 1200 milliamp 20C drop battery. It's pretty much common knowledge that ultrafires don't have super high current output, and that limits what they can do with batteries. Most people, like myself, are tempted to just use so many volts to counteract the lack of current, and that's electronically fine, but what's bad is sometimes you can hurt your motors. So this is 7.4 volts, but don't let that scare you away from the performance, because the current is amazing, and current can usually make up for voltage, and that's what the Lipo is doing, is actually exceeding the performance of any other flywheel gun I've used. All three batteries, the two 9 volts and the Lipo, are housed in the same battery area, so the weighting is just fine. However, it's still lighter than the 4 C batteries, like in a stock Rapidstrike. I'm also using low resistance wiring in the blaster, only on the flywheels, because with the 9 volts it's really not very necessary, and there's really not enough space to get the wires back. But I have low resistance wiring from the Lipo to the flywheels, and then I also have a low resistance switch. The stock switch is probably only rated for like 0.5 amps. This is rated for 4 amps at 120 volts. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I also replaced the motors with the Extreme 180s that I used last time. Link in the description box to where I purchased these. This does require shell modifications, as you can see here. Just a simple hole. It's much cleaner than my last one. I did replace these in the Raven. It looks pretty nice, but they're still sort of exposed, so if like water splashed on the blaster, it would be very harmful to this blaster. Benefits of these motors running on a Lipo as opposed to the ultrafires are really the pickup time. The max RPM isn't super high, and my velocity readings aren't substantially higher than the similar mods on ultrafires. However, revving up is super fast. So as you can see, our 2 max RPM substantially faster than with ultrafires, and that's because of the current. And that's common in electronic components. I just haven't wanted to put the money into Lipos until now, and now I'm very glad I did. I didn't paint this blaster, if it's obvious, and that's because I'm selling it actually as a sample. I'm curious if people are interested in buying non-painted modified Nerf guns. They usually don't do this, but the Lipo battery is included with the blaster along with the charger I purchased. I'm only including that because it's wired up to a Tamiya connector, so you can't use ultrafires, you can't use anything, you have to use like an RC pack. So it'll just be easier for the consumer to just buy it as a package. But that's the Rapidstrike. I'm very happy with it. I will definitely be using these motors and a Lipo in future blasters, especially for myself. I'm very happy with the performance. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching.